you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. I'm here to get some information about. I'm an artist here in Charlottesville. My name is Robin Hoffman. I'm a public artist here in Charlottesville. And some people want to know, what's a public artist? Well, a public artist can be somebody who actually has to do things for hospitals and events such as the UVA superhero contribution that the administration has asked me to make a website for them. And so what I do is I do caricatures.
Oh.
As one of the things I do. And I need a printing place that can capture my colors. And so, you know, today we have people who are providers in hospitals and things like that. Well, I actually know that it takes, what do they call that, like a whole community to actually help people who are working every day do their job. So you guys provide services to the hospital, I guess. I mean, how long has this been in existence, this facility?
Since 1909.
That's all?
Yes.
And so do you think that, without privacy or anything like that, you know, I don't know if I'm allowed to ask these questions, but do you think that UVA uses your services at some point?
Oh, yes. Quite a bit.
See, and so that means that you, myself, and everybody, somehow we're all helping everybody stay healthy.
Absolutely.
It's a community, right, of operation. And so you here, I'm coming here to you to ask you for my little bit of service, and that I understand you will be able to print for me multiple copies.
Yes.
And would I be able to get them in cardstock and things like that?
Absolutely.
And also poster size?
Yes.
Banner size?
Yes.
And so, all I'd have to do is give you the piece, and then you sort of process it or whatever it's called?
Yes.
Oh, that's so excellent. Well, what's your name, by the way?
Jody.
Jody.
Joe B.
Joe B. Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For your help in this
You're
matter. And I'll be coming back with some more work.
Great.
And hope to be able to talk some more about cost and things like that, which you're probably going to give me some kind of discount because I'm an artist, maybe?
Sure.
Well, that's good to know because people need to use the Charlottesville Press.
Absolutely.
And it's because it's an institution here.
Keep it local.
That's right. And so, well, thank you. We're going to move on to see some other people in your facility.
Okay.
And thank you so much for your help today.
Absolutely. It was nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Wow. Okay. Make cardstock and everything. Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Okay, how are you today?
Good.
My name is Robin Hoffman. I'm a public artist
Robin.
here in Charlottesville.
Nice to meet you, Robin.
Thank you. Nice to meet you. And you are?
My name is Scott Cook, but my friends call me Scotty C.
Oh, nice. So I'm here because I'm trying to do something for like the free clinic in Charlottesville, and Rodney Thomas, who owns this facility, you know, he's just been so generous every single year, and now he's again running for supervisor, and while he's doing that, he's also again taking some of his time as a supervisor, which is unprecedented. Like, how do you become a supervisor, then you take time to run a campaign, and then at the same time you do a TV show?
Yep, that's true. They say if you want something done, give it to a busy person.
Oh. Okay, so what do you do in this facility, do you think?
Well, I do a whole lot, that's for sure. Go tell Rodney Thomas that I do a whole lot. But I am the graphic designer here, and I do a lot of the artwork that comes in. A lot of times people come in with abstract ideas, and then I will make them into concrete products that they can print and distribute. Sometimes I'll get some designs that are already done or laid out and things like that. But whenever somebody comes to me with a creative project and they say, just come up with something for me, that's when I get excited, and that's when I can really be creative and do things. And
is this some of your work around here, these posters?
a lot of it is. A lot of
Which
this
ones are
is
yours?
Well, I don't have them all here, but this is one of mine. This
Oh my
music
goodness.
festival here, and I do paintings. My main thing that I do is concert posters and album covers,
Whoa.
alongside of the work that I do here at the
Wow.
office.
Awesome.
But
Did you
the
do that
list
piece
goes
over
on
there?
and on. I didn't do that one. That is those 3 posters are contemporaries of mine. They're poster designers out in L.A.
Nice.
And I support them. They support me.
How long? Now, if I ask you any questions you don't want to answer, you just go ahead and tell me to stop because I'm nosy. But not nosy,
Okay.
but I kind of do this show because we are here in Charlottesville. We're community centered minded. I'm pitching in to do the free clinic fundraising. David Dillhunt, who's shooting this, does a lot of this for free. You're here because you actually love it here,
I do.
and we can appreciate the 3 of us at this point, and then of course Rodney and Toby and everybody, how we as a community are really supportive of each other, and therefore why we should also support the free clinic, because a lot of people use it at this point, with the ACA, which is the Affordable Act, just being started. There's this whole situation where there's like a pyramid that has to occur for that to be successful. That means just like any other insurance company, if you don't have people to buy your insurance, there's nobody to back up the cost.
True.
So they're trying to enroll all these people, blah, blah, blah. In the meantime, it's all our responsibility to help each other in some way. And this is one of my contributions, and I'm sure you're only on this show. I'm not paying you, am I?
Not well enough.
But I want to say that you're volunteering today
Sure I am.
to be able to give Rodney some notoriety as well as your company, which helps your company that everybody already knows since 1909.
Absolutely, right.
But
And I'm very aware of the free clinic. I think they do terrific work to help people that need it. And there's a lot of people that need it. I know they're very big into diabetes care, for one. A lot of people that can't get their syringes or their insulin, that are vitally dependent on medication. They cannot live without it. So without the free clinic, they would, of course, perpetuate the problem by not getting medical care and then becoming somewhat of a burden on society for the taxpayers that have to compensate the bills that kind of roll over to all of us.
well, now my job is done. I'm leaving right now. You just finished my whole show, and now what can I? Not just kidding.
But yes,
But no, you're
if you
so
help people
good.
from the
Yay.
beginning,
That's right.
it alleviates the problem down the road.
Exactly, and we can all start by doing so. Oh, look who's there!
Oh,
Oh
we
my
got a
goodness!
cameo of Rodney Thomas.
Yeah, it was okay, but anyway, he's left. He's very busy today. We're gonna be able to catch him like 10 minutes of this whole
Sure.
thing.
Okay.
So anyway, we're gonna go ask you to take us in the back a little later. Are we disturbing your concentration too much?
Not disturb me. It depends on what my boss says. If he can
Says
let me
fine.
go.
No, but I mean in 5 minutes.
Who would you like to go see back there?
We actually just want to see the nuts and bolts of the factory,
Okay.
so to speak, or the press.
All right.
And so in 5 minutes we're gonna go.
That sounds good.
Oh yeah, we'll come back.
Okay.
All right. Thank you
Sounds
so
good.
much.
Either myself or my immediate supervisor, general manager, will take you around, but one of us will give you the grand tour.
Yay! Okay. We'll see
Thank
you soon.
you. Bye, Robin.
Bye bye. Let's go see if Rodney's ready. No. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Robin Hoffman. You remember me from the last time when you were running your campaign?
Hi, Robin. How are you doing?
Good, I'm doing good. And
Good.
yourself?
I'm doing fantastic.
I understand this is your facility here.
Mhm.
This has been wonderful coming in trying to get some services. I'm having UVA wants me to do their superhero caricatures. So, and everybody's been real helpful. I understand your facility's here since 1909.
Yes, and I have held up very well.
But also, it's just a pleasure because you're a part of the community, Mr. Thomas. You're a part of what makes Charlottesville tick, not only because you've been here for so long, now you're also a supervisor. Now, how did that happen?
I just got on.
Do you want to have a seat for a second? Maybe you can sit down and I'll be fine.
Sure?
Yes, thank you
Okay.
so much.
All right.
So, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your situation here. Like, how did you find, what's a supervisor anyway?
Well, we represent Albemarle County. There's 6 districts in Albemarle County, and I represent the Rio district. Each district has about 17 to 18,000 people in it, and we run. It's a 4-year term, and I like being involved. I'm not a politician, I don't think, but sometimes I think maybe I am. I like being involved with everything.
So
I like being plugged in.
The thing is that you have been a successful businessman. I know from the last time I interviewed you, you have a long history of community-centered initiatives. And so did you feel almost like it's part of your calling to be able to be part of the structure or help the structure of Albemarle County?
I think so, because after being here all of my life, I mean, up to this point, I've done a lot of things in the area. I've been involved in a lot of things, and I don't need to mention all those things. I'm just not one to wag my own tail, so to speak. I'm very proud of some of the things that I've been involved in over the years.
And it's your experience that we need. And so you with the goodness of your heart decided to give us that experience.
Well,
And so that's what's so heartening about this, knowing you and me being new to Charlottesville since 2007. I also am very community-centered. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's my age, I don't know what. But all of a sudden, I felt an obligation to share what I know, my experiences, and one of the things that I felt very strongly about is the health care.
yes.
And so for me to do the show and for you to contribute all your money, every single penny, no, not every single penny, but a lot of money to the Charlottesville Free Clinic is knowing that you know that there are a lot of people here without health insurance. How many people are here without health insurance? Do you know?
Oh my goodness! All of my employees have health insurance, but there's a lot. It's I have one that does participate in Free Clinic, one employee, because it's medical expenses, so he doesn't have enough coverage.
That's one of the things that I noticed as well. Like when I do downtown mall and I'm interviewing people, the people who own the stores are going to the Free Clinic.
Yeah.
So it means that the provider care is probably like more than 10 times a year.
I probably have had, I'm guessing when I say this, at least 5 of my previous physicians that retired, and I keep physicians a long time, volunteer at the Free Clinic. And the Free Clinic is one of the few things, honestly, that I really totally want to supply and want to help them. And the other one is the crossings. The people that are there, they have to have a job, and you have to qualify for that part of it. And I'm not one for free handouts. Of course, there's people that need that, but I'm not really big on that. I think these people that go to Free Clinic are supporting themselves, but they need that extra little help.
It's so wise of you at this point of your life to, notice that about, I guess, the humanness of people, that there is a situation now and then that you can't help yourself.
No, that's right.
And then all of a sudden you're in a position that you even further can't help yourself. And I know people, for instance, that all of a sudden they got cancer, or all of a sudden they lost their job. And so they can't even give their kids dental care or whatever they need. And so it becomes bad. The kids' teeth fall out, and then they have to get false teeth when they're kids and stuff like that. So today's market, we're in this transition. All the economy. I just disorganized your whole desk.
No, you didn't. You think this mess can be disorganized? It's no way.
Yeah, so all I want to say is that we're in a transition in this world. Everybody is, because of technology. We've got people making stuff, but this stuff is not exactly tangible like this Charlottesville Press is.
Yes.
Like, you have control over how many pieces of paper we make.
Well, I have somewhat.
Yeah.
My customers have the control. They are my controlling factor.
And that's why we love you, because your diligence, your dedication to a business in Charlottesville, again, which we can actually feel is tangible. It's in Charlottesville for so long, and we love you for being here as a supervisor and as a dedicated business person and a community person and a father and a husband and an everything community. And I just want to give you a hug and thank you so much for your donation and your troubles today.
Thank you, Robin. I appreciate you also.
Oh, where's the caricature that I did?
Right there.
Oh, see, today I'm not going to do a caricature. We're just going to let you hold it.
Oh, yeah.
And
see the resemblance?
Hello.
Hello, hello.
Hi, I'm Robin Hoffman. I'm a public artist
Hi,
here in
Robin.
Charlottesville. How are you?
I'm well. Thank you.
And
Good to
what's
see
your
you.
name?
Rod Thomas.
Rod. What? Are you a Thomas, like a Thomas, Rodney Thomas's relative?
I am.
Which
I am.
part of the relatives are you?
I'm junior,
Oh my
but
goodness.
not junior. But I'm Little Rod.
Oh, I'm so embarrassed actually because I thought you were an employee here. I was about to give you my whole information that I need something printed and all that, but it's an honor, sir, to meet you.
I am an employee.
Yeah, I know, which is also very excellent. I just spoke with your dad,
Okay.
Mr. Thomas, and he, as usual, was very generous to donate to the free clinic. It's unbelievable, but also with all the things he has to do as a supervisor and everything, he still runs a business, he still takes care of people's complaints, and he still has a family.
Absolutely.
I
He juggles
don't
a
know
lot.
how he does it.
I don't either.
And so that must reflect on your happy face and how come you're here today, and
Sure.
that you
He's been a
love
great
to-
influence for many years. He loves to give back to the community. He's always been involved. He loves your show and giving to you, of course, and other things around the area. That's the way he's built.
Well, what I want to say is that I'm new to the area since 2007, but I also recognize that Charlottesville is a very special place, and it's because of people like yourself. It's that, the dedication, I don't know if it's a southern thing, because I'm from the north, or is it just because of Charlottesville, because I've only lived in the south in Charlottesville, but everybody seems to be doing their work.
Absolutely.
And as I was saying to your dad, it's a very tangible thing that you're actually doing something for a very long time. And it's not a quick business, and you didn't go off and own 5 other Charlottesville presses by your computer and make the manager somewhere else. You guys are here, you're the nuts and bolts, and it's why you're successful. Would you agree?
We are. He's always been deeply rooted in the community. He's always given back. I think that's why we've been here so long, why he's been so successful throughout the years, because he's always given back to the community. And he's very well known in the community, of course, by many people, but I think that's a lot of his success.
Well, do you also agree that you're working? I'm looking at your desk, and I'm seeing like a whole bunch of information, like just
Lots.
right there.
Lots.
So, and I think that tells everything about who you are, and in terms of your dedication to being a worker, an employee as well.
Absolutely. And I learned a lot of that from him, most of it from him.
Do you think that's why he's also into politics, because he sees the rewards of being a good leader?
I think so. Again, he's just been involved in the Boys and Girls Club. He helped start that in town, the Kiwanis, many boards, Sorensen Institute. He's been on many boards. He loves giving back to the area that gave to him. And that's just the way he has always been.
So tell me, just between you and I, what do you think would be the secret to getting him to, for instance, put a new tree in front of a school or whatever? Do you think he has a soft spot for that, or do you think that he does the right thing when he can because he knows about budgets and stuff?
He knows a lot about both, but I think it's, I think that he just loves to give back, and he has many resources and knows many people along the way. He's just been a great influence for a lot of people, and he's always been deeply rooted in the community and loves this area more than anything. Now, his work ethic, he's a hard worker. He does have a soft spot. In a lot of cases, it comes off a lot harder than he really is, but he does have a big soft spot.
Well, I know that he does. And now what I meant by that was, like, I didn't really mean to focus on your dad. What I meant to focus on was, as a supervisor,
I see.
it's so complicated, isn't
It is.
it? It's that you have to be responsible for a whole lot of people. And you know the brass tacks of things, or he does, because that's why he became supervisor, because he wanted to make a difference. And that's what people do as they get older, like me. I do this show because I want to raise money for the free clinic. But also because I feel like by now, I need to bring the community into perspective, but also into appreciation, for everybody else to see. So, on that note, Is it possible to get a tour of your facility?
Absolutely, absolutely. Of course, I'd love to show you around.
All right, I'll follow you.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
So, of course, it all starts with pre-press and design. Scott Koch, you've already talked to him.
Yes.
He handles most of the pre-press, layout, design. If you come up with an idea, Scott can put it together. Pre-press then comes through here. It goes through Josh. He pre-flights software. We do the imposition, the layout in this little area here. Everything we do now goes direct to plate. We do some small run digital and offer some other small run services on our digital machine over here in the corner. So we do some small run digital, high quality. It does a nice job. It does a good high quality print and clarity and crystal clear for what it is. And then we do some higher end production in the back. Okay. So of course, if it wasn't for the University of Virginia, we might not be here today because they're a great client of ours. We do work from Northern Virginia down to Florida, and even on the West Coast, we do some shipping. Everything's handled back here is all full color process. This is our full color process machine. And I can show you a little bit about that. So, basically everything that we print is run in CMYK, which is cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. And it's all handled here on this machine. Everything's controlled by the back, the ink flow, the registration, and different parts of the process. I just love the ink, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. That's how every color and picture is built with us through tiny dots and screens. I wish I could show you all a little bit about that on camera. Back over here, we run envelopes, business cards, stationery, smaller things. All the envelopes run on our envelope press. He handles forms, letterhead, stationery, smaller things, and the larger equipment would handle the one color, the two color.
I love the smell of this place. It's like, things are happening and people are working. And I'm actually, as an artist, I did lithography for many years. Mm-hmm. I did printmaking, both on plates and, and there's nothing like it. I mean, you can Photoshop things, but when you actually smell the ink and apply it, it lends itself to your imagination. So
it does.
Then you can tweak it. That you can't, you can actually, like I was talking about, the tangibleness of your business, is you can smell it, tweak it, and look at it in 3 dimensions, so to speak, even though it's 2 dimension. It's something I'm used to doing as an artist. Yeah.
It takes a lot of artistic ability, from design, creativity, coming up with the product. How do you want to market it? Which area do you want to hit? Who's your market, direct market? It all starts with good art, good design.
Did you see my design?
I did.
This is my initiative for the Heroes Leading the Way, and they paid me to do this. Then they had me in the cafeterias doing 150 caricatures of their employees. It's when I really started. This was 2007, really, and it's when I really appreciated Charlottesville. Mm-hmm. I was like, your cancer research, you're doing studies for 25 years, and on top of that, you have time to talk to me and go horseback riding and everything else. Mm-hmm. I said, this is Charlottesville. People put their nose to the grind and they do it what they say, they get it done. And this is Charlottesville Press. This is, otherwise you wouldn't be here.
That's right.
Since 1909.
We've been in operation 103 years this month. 103 years.
This is your birthday?
This is our birthday. October the 19th was, I believe, our exact birthday for 103 years.
Wow.
So we've been around the area a while. Pretty well known.
This is incredible.
It is.
So we're looking at some of these heavy-duty machines. Is there one that's 103 years old?
No. We got rid of the old equipment. No longer here.
When did you start getting rid of the old equipment, really?
We started getting rid of some of the 40s, 50s, 60s equipment back in the 70s, probably early 80s, and kind of got rid of the old and then with the new. We used to be a letterpress shop where everything was done by hand, hand-fed, hand-pulled, and That's the way that this shop started, and when my dad bought it in '79.
When did you, if you don't mind me asking you any more questions, you can tell me to stop.
No.
But when did you start physically as a person, like your age? When did you start?
So I was 8 years old when
Wow.
we first bought the place when my dad acquired Charlottesville Press. I guess I was about 13, 14 when I started kind of getting into the paper and helping out with some cutting and doing some collating and things like that. And then after high school, I did some college, some business management, and some graphic design, and then I came in when I was about 22. So I've been here all my life. I guess I'd say 25 years.
So I guess it's a good question then. What happened to the old machines? But
we did sell some of them, and we
Yeah.
did store a few in an old barn up in Madison
Oh.
County. So we still have some of the older letterpress equipment.
Wow. You know, I know somebody who was a printer, and his company got bought out by a computer company or something like that, and he didn't sort of progress. He just kind of stagnated because he was so in love with the letterpress machine.
Yeah.
But
Letterpress is a big thing.
I understand that. I do. I mean, being a lithographer and an artist, there's something about being the immediacy of seeing something on print that is, like you said, you go to school for that, but also you become experienced in just like any other kind of being a nurse or being a doctor or being an accountant or any other kind of profession. If you do it for many years, you're going to be able to fine-tune it.
Right.
And you're going to be able to understand what the glitches are. And then finally be able to manage it much better. That's why your dedication here in Charlottesville is very important.
Very. Letterpress is actually a returning, I guess, process that people are loving now. And they want that old nostalgic print that presses into the paper. So it is coming back. But if you don't keep up with the times and keep up with the equipment, and you will fall behind quickly in this business and industry.
Okay, well, I just want to say that, it's been a pleasure meeting you,
You too.
but also being here and smelling the ink and knowing your dad for as long as I've been in Charlottesville. I'm very honored, and now to meet his son. So, thank you very much.
Pleasure. Thank you for coming back.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
Over there, and they all treat me like I'm the best they've ever seen. And if they don't see me a while, they don't ask where I've been. In my dreams, I take a night train through the Crozet Tunnel, clear the ghosts like I'm west by the first car. Rocket out over the mountain like a shooting star. I wanna be a star.